Just the problem?
Just the problem done.
The first term of a sequence of numbers is -3. Each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by -1 and then subtracting 1. What is the 75th term of the sequence?
Okay, 75th. Writing at 75 numbers sounds kind of like a pain, right? Let me tell you a trick. If the SAT gives you something where it says what is the 75th term or what is the 100th term, you know you're looking for a pattern, right? So it can't be that difficult. They're not going to expect you within the 25 minutes they allot you for one problem to write out 75 numbers, right? Yes? Can I get an affirmative response?
Yes.
Okay. So we know that the first term of a sequence is -3. So let's go through our steps. First, it's an arithmetic problem, right? Number 2, what kind of equations do we need? Do we need any equations?
Yeah.
It told us that each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by -1 and then subtracting 1, right? So, number 3, to make sure, what are they asking us?
75th term.
The 75th term. And then step 4 is execute, right? So, our first number is -3. So each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by -1. If I multiply the preceding term by -1, what do I have? 3. And then subtracting 1, what do I have?
2.
2. So my second term is? 2. Now, how do I find the third term? Same way, right? So multiply by -1, what do I have? Subtract -1, what do I have? -3. Interesting. Now how do I find the fourth term? Same thing, so what should it be? 2. So basically this is going to keep going, right?
So it's odd even.
Exactly.
It's going to be negative.
I have my first term, my second term, my third term, and the fourth term. Is my 75th term going to be an odd or an even?
Odd.
It's going to be an odd. And my odds are 1 and 3 right here, right? So the answer should be? -3. B. Haha. It's all good. Answer is B.
Yay.
Not bad. These things look a lot more intimidating than they actually are. Okay, one last one. For math, at least. Somebody want to read?
I will. Can you read?
Go ahead, Renee.
Okay. In a mixture of cake and ice cream, the ratio by weight of cake to ice cream is 3 to 11. How many pounds of cake will there be in 2 pounds of this mixture?
Right. I didn't give you any multiple choice. Why not? It's a grid-in problem. So there are 10 questions on the SAT where you have to provide the answer for the math section alone. The good thing about the grid-in section is, for most questions on the SAT, at least the multiple choice, you get marked down 1/4 of a point for every question that you miss. On the grid-in, you can guess whatever you want, and they will not mark you down. So does that mean you should go ahead and guess if you don't know anything?
Yes.
Definitely, because you're not going to be marked down for it. But this is an example of a grid-in question. So, in a mixture of cake and ice cream, the ratio. What I always tell my students with ratio is, ratios mean fractions. You're going to use fractions. Okay? So in a ratio, does this make sense at all? Not really, right? 1/2 doesn't equal 3/4. No. It means that for a ratio, you're going to usually have 4 components. Okay? And generally speaking, you're going to have to put in 3 of those components so you can figure out the 4th one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's derive 3 of our components from our question. So they told us that the ratio by weight of cake to ice cream, yum, is 3 to 11. In just one mixture, right? One total mixture is 3 to 11. How many pounds of cake will there be in 2 pounds of this mixture? Right?
X over 6.
So, how do we do this? Any ideas? Go ahead. 2 over 1 times 3 over 11. Why is that? Because this is one total mixture, right? So if you're having 2 pounds of it, it means you're going to multiply all of our components by 2. Think about it this way. When you're baking a cake and you're just going with one mixture, but then you want to double the serving size, you double everything that you use, right? Anybody bake? Trust me, I didn't bake before. I just happen to be friends with a lot of bakers. But makes sense? You would double the number of eggs, you would double the amount of water, right? Same thing here. In 2 pounds, you would double your components, right? So since we're only looking at cake, what we can do is say there will be 3 units of cake for every pound of mixture. Yeah? Equals, we're looking for the amount of cake, right? X over what? 2. So then X is going to be 6. Okay. So that's it for the math section. Any questions?